Hey everyone, this is James and this is my 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC USD on the Bitfinex exchange, and it is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, April 22nd. All right, so let's get to it. First of all, this is not investment advice. Second of all, after the bubble phase, we have put in a series of lower highs and lower lows to accompany them, and obviously here's the lower lows. So the question is, was 64.25 roughly the bottom in the market, the higher low to the 6,000, and then ultimately that it's going to lead to the higher high over about 91.77. That's going to lead to this market going up like so. All right. Before I dive into that, let me just go over the lines real quick so everybody knows what's going on, because I know it looks like a crazy mess. It looks like spaghetti. It looks like somebody opened a box of spaghetti and threw it on the chart. But let's go over these things. I am going to delete these lines because they're no longer valid. But this line set right here is the old downtrend line set that price was reacting to. You can see how price was oscillating around it downward. Then we moved to another negative line set right here, the frequency between price action. You can obviously see how price reacted to that, and we broke out. Okay, all that is left on this chart now are positive lines. Yes, there's one negative line right here, but that's it. Everything is showing positive momentum in the frequency of price. Now the question is the market being duped into another manufactured run? The reason why I say that is because we have a long bar here. We have another long bar right here. We have another long bar right here. Another long bar right here. And you can obviously see the aftermath of these manufactured rallies, these quick rallies that happened very early morning Eastern Standard Time, right? Like 4 to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard. Most of the move occurred literally within 10 to 15 minutes. So by the time you were even ready to react or even know what was going on in the market, it was already too late. You were already chasing price up like a fool to only get destroyed very early on, or not too long after, if you did not see what was currently happening in the market. Now, the other thing too is that we had explosive volume in here, a $1,200 bar. That is the biggest bar I've seen in quite some time in Bitcoin. I don't even know if there is a $1,200 bar back in here. I'd have to go through it. I'm sure there is. We had some wild and crazy swings earlier in the market. But anyways, if we fail to push and break above this mark right here at 91.77, which is the prior top, if we cannot break above that, and instead we start to move down into this correction zone, come back here, make a soft shoulder like I've talked about in my prior videos, then I'm telling you price is going to go down and it will retrace this area down here. And at that time, it's definitely going to come back to retest the 64.25 range. If 64.25 cannot hold or somewhere above that, then we will go right down to 6,000. And this will be remembered as one of the biggest dupes in Bitcoin history, along with the dupe that the media put a lot of retail traders into right here, okay? And I say the media because they knew exactly what they were doing as they disseminated all those articles that got people to literally leverage their credit cards, take second mortgages out to trade this area. They knew exactly what they were doing, all right? It was master manipulation here. The same thing is occurring here. Remember when it happened here? It happened right here too. It happened right here. As soon as the market took off, every single little termite came out and said, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Invest your life savings, invest everything, sell everything in your house, sell the clothes off your back. You're going to become a trillionaire by this time next year. We guarantee it. Almost every single mainstream media source was dumping crap out like that. Now, it wasn't that wild and crazy, but it was somewhere along those lines to ridiculousness that they knew what they were doing to manipulate retail traders to suck them into this so they could be dumped into by bigger money. That's exactly what happened here. Anytime you see a series of lower highs and lower lows, that means the market is dominated by sellers. Every single run that's occurred has been used for selling activity. And I can tell you, it's not you selling, it's you buying and big money just dumping into you and you holding the bag and saying, holy crap, I made the wrong decision, you know? I don't mean like you personally, but I mean like you, like as in the retail trader. They know exactly what they are doing to the retail traders every single time. What I can tell you is that if we do not bust 91.77 and instead we come back down, make a lower high, a soft shoulder, this thing's going to topple right over. And I promise you, people are going to remember this as another dupe of the Bitcoin market. Now, eventually, this market will find the bottom. This very well could be the bottom, right? I'm not ruling that out. I'm just trying to explain something to you that if you see that pattern and we see this softer shoulder, then we obviously know what's happening. It's just it's a manipulated run. So big money could dupe the retail traders, suck them in to hold the bag while they dump a serious amount of money into the market. Okay, we had over $9 billion traded here. We've consistently stayed somewhere in the 8s. Then we started tapering down to the mid 5s, and we started picking back up to about the mid 7s, if not even higher, okay? So this will be one of the largest dumps if this does play out like I'm thinking, okay? If we break above 91.77, I said as soon as we do that, I'm immediately changing my stance, okay? From the bearish camp, which I'm kind of like right in between. I'm like really reluctant because I've seen the same manipulation over and over again. So if your hand gets burned on the stove, and you know that if you touch that stove, your hand's gonna get burnt, you're gonna stay away from it, all right? Until you know that it's cooled. So that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this break to occur. We break 91.77, okay? And then I believe we're definitely going to get a correction. It happens in all markets. That correction is going to lead to the higher low. That higher low, then we're going to have a nice frequency line right through there. And that is basically going to show the new market direction. And guess what that creates? A nice rounded bottom to this market. And I do believe that we're going to get a slow and steady increase to the market. I do not believe you're going to see the wild and craziness that was back here. This was the euphoric bubble stage, okay? On the backside of a bubble, that typically does not happen. What happens is a return to normalization. So that should be a slow and steady increase in price movement, like something you would see in the stock market, something you would see in the fiat market, and etc. Okay? So that's my goal, is break above 91.77, create a new high, and then have a corrective move to create a higher low, like all normal markets do, and then continue the uptrend into later this year, right? So you're looking at the lines and you're probably like, what the heck is all this crap? The blue line set is just the bigger uptrend, okay? This is where price decided to lift off and skyrocket. So I'm waiting to see if there's a return back to that line. I'll explain that to you. The next fatigue zone would be an iteration of that line right here, where price is more than likely going to run out of energy. What I mean is that less and less buyers are going to show up to buy Bitcoin at this level until price starts to either normalize out like so, or make a corrective move down, okay? Next is the orange channel that we have here. This is just the short-term trend. This is like a micro, like if the blue line's the macro, the orange lines are the micro. The micro level is showing the current steep trend in price movement, showing that the price movement is getting very hot, right? It's getting very hot. The market's very excited. Everyone's like, holy crap, we're making so much money, or, you know, blah, like this altcoin just skyrocketed 200% this week and blah, blah, blah. You know, so the market's very hot. It's going vertical, it's going vertical, it's going vertical. And what goes up, well, let me just say this. What goes up definitely comes down at some point. But the only thing that grows to the sky are trees, and that's it. And vertical price movement typically gets retraced, okay? It has to get retraced, not completely, okay? I'm not saying completely, but what I'm saying is that it's going to lead to a corrective move, right? And more than likely a quick corrective move, or more of a horizontal consolidation and a longer consolidation than what we've seen here. So the green line set is where price broke out to go higher the second time. The reason why I have these lines, so it doesn't look like somebody opened a box of spaghetti and threw it on the screen, is that when price does make the corrective move, that it's definitely going to do, right? There's no doubt in my mind it's going to do a corrective move. All markets do it. Is that once we break through, if we can break through about 86.80 or so on Bitfinex, price is going to move down. The safety net is either going to be around 83.80, or what's going to happen is that price is going to kind of shimmy back down this area to about the 8100 level, and that's going to find support on the macro line set. Okay, from there, price is going to make another attempt at first breaking this high at roughly 90.69, and if that can be broken, the next attempt is at 91.77 to finally create the new high. Okay, so if we break down tonight into tomorrow, then I'm really going to be reserved on future bullish price movement. The reason why is that I believe we may only create a softer shoulder before running back down, repeating the same pattern of manipulation we've seen in this market multiple times now. Okay, it'll look literally something like this and then back down. You can obviously see the aftermath, or if you want one that's more spaced out, you see this one. Okay, so we've seen it multiple times in this market, and that's the reason why I'm reluctant, right? You see the same pattern showing up, your brain starts saying like, hey, whoa, slow down a little bit, you know, don't get caught up in it, wait, see how it pans out, because if this is a true market change in direction, there will be plenty of money to be made into the future, right? When you see vertical price movement, you do not have to chase it. You can always wait, make your logical assumptions, and just kind of hunt price. Like you would hunt some prey. You wouldn't just immediately run out there and be like, you know, and try to scare the heck out of it. You would just wait and you would stalk. Like if you've ever seen a cat like stalk something. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're just kind of stalking the market, just waiting for these logical assumptions to line up, and then boom, you pounce, you know? And if you want to try, you know, if you want to make smaller trades while this craziness is going on, do so, you know? But when you're ready to make your big trade, this isn't investment advice, but, you know, that's what I wait for. I wait for these logical assumptions to line up, and then I go, you know, heavily into it. I pounce on my prey at that time, but I need some logical assumptions to start aligning before I just dump my money into it, and then because I don't want to get in a market to where I'm hoping and praying that price is going to go up. You know, I want to feel like I'm in step with that market. So that's why I do these daily videos, because I'm hoping that, you know, this free information can get you in step. I do have a subscription service at geometriccharts.com where I do talk about the market every single day, and it is intraday, and people, you know, are pretty amazed on how much time I really devote to them, you know, for the subscription service. But, you know, I love this. This is what I do on a daily basis. I manage a business and I do this. And I do this because I know this is how I can grow my capital to ensure that I can, you know, hopefully retire very happily in the future. And honestly, I would love that for everybody, right? I don't want to see anybody lose money. The last thing I want to see is this market go down. So I know a lot of people that have literally dumped a ton of money into this market. And the last thing I want to do is see this market or any market get destroyed, because I know what's going to happen is that people like you and I are going to get destroyed, and it's not happy, right? It's never the big money that gets destroyed. It never is the big money, because they know exactly how to manipulate you. So that's what I do these videos for. So hopefully my channel remains up and somebody doesn't try to squash me for saying the things I do and for talking about the analysis I do. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, those are the numbers for tonight. I thank everybody who's subscribed to this channel. I really do. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. Hopefully you've hung in there. I know some of my videos can get long-winded. I try to rein myself in, but I can't. I get really enthusiastic about it, and sometimes I get stuck on a tangent. I just, you know, got to wrangle myself back in a little bit. But I do thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. If you like the videos, please like, subscribe, follow. I do have a free Slack channel that is cryptocurrency based. So if you're interested in trading cryptocurrency, you're new to the market, I highly advise that you join it. It's absolutely free, has over 260 members from all over the world. It's just a really, really nice and friendly community to be a part of, to where you can ask questions and more than likely get them answered. People share their opinions, people share news, people share their charts. It's a really nice place to be, all right? I could keep talking on for probably 20 minutes about it, but anyways, I'll move on to the next thing. You can find that at geometriccharts.com. That's my website at the bottom. My social media links are there. My Slack channel links there. You can click that to join the Slack channel. Also my YouTube, I do have that in the description box as well too. And that's pretty much it for tonight. The next video will be tomorrow evening. Hopefully everybody understands everything I talked about. I try to lay it out as simplistic as I possibly can. I've never had to teach something before, so this is kind of like my entry into quote unquote teaching, this stuff. So a lot of this is what I've gained through over 9 years of experience, almost 10 years of experience now, and a lot of it just comes second nature. So it's really kind of hard when you're unconsciously competent about something to really relay that message to somebody to where you're trying to make them at the same level, because you don't necessarily understand fully what makes you tick at that certain level. That's why a lot of professionals have a hard time turning around and trying to teach somebody how to perform like they do, because they're unconsciously competent about a lot of the things that are happening. So it's really hard. They kind of have to almost undo everything they've ever done to really analyze what made them so much better versus their peers, and very few can even do that, right? So anyways, I'm trying my best to relay this information as best and as simplistic as possible for everybody. If you do have a question, you can always ask, and if I do have time, I will get back to you. But I am very, very busy, and I cannot stress that enough. And I don't mean to hang that over you, oh, I'm doing this for free and I'm so busy. No, I don't mean it like that. I just mean it don't take it as disrespect if I do not get back to answering your question. Just ask again on another video or something, or go to my site, email me, or tweet me or something like that. If it really needs to be answered. I'm not going to give investment advice to anybody. All right, if you're a subscriber, that's a whole different thing. But I'm not going to tell you where to buy or sell or any crazy things like that, right? If you're not a part of my subscription service, I cannot manage exactly what's going on and kind of lay out the special circumstances for you. And there's just no way I'm just going to just randomly blurt out things to people, okay? I try to go over everything so everybody can kind of navigate their own path. But, if you do need that extra help, yeah, I do have that service, but, that's it. So I hope everybody has a great night. Hope everybody has a great day. I will speak to everybody tomorrow. I'm really honestly hoping we break out to a new high, because if we do put in that softer shoulder, I swear people are literally going to go nuts, because this is going to be another iteration of the same manipulative pattern. Sorry about that. My throat is coughing up, but anyways, it's going to be a repetitive pattern that we've seen that big money is using to manipulate the market and to dump into. All right. So I hope everybody has a great day, great night, depending on where you are in the world. I'll talk to everybody tomorrow. Again, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support.